Why'd you follow me?
I wanted to find out more about you.
I want to take you somewhere. I know why you really came tonight. You want to find out if the girl's been watching you, saw what you did. I saw you kill this man. The man who did this to me. I want you to kill him. Get in!
They killed my family!
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, Adrian?
I heard you was dead. Oh, wait, no. That's not how I wanted the joke to come out.
I heard you was down.
That was
down for whatever.
That was a fail. That doesn't sound right. We just got back from Dead Man Down.
Fuck yeah.
And it doesn't seem like a lot of people have been excited about this movie.
No.
I don't even think people know it's coming out this weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
there have been some trailers.
I talked to my parents, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna go see that Colin Farrell movie," and my dad was like, "Oh, okay." So I guess there's been TV ads. So.
Your dad is the
my dad is the oracle. Yeah,
this whole thing. Let's do a quick synopsis of the movie before we get into what we like and what we don't like. Without really, ruining anything.
Let's be clear here. The trailer sets it up as a completely different movie.
If you saw a trailer, it's not the movie you're going to go see.
It's better.
Now, that being said, I'm not saying like it's a completely different movie. It's not like Seven Psychopaths where it was a completely different plotline.
Yeah.
It's more like it's the same themes, but it's different. It's not how it's set up in the trailer, which is actually really good. I'm glad. I'm glad it was a.
It took me by surprise.
Glad it was different. Yeah, because it did. It took me by surprise too, but a good surprise.
Yeah.
The plot of the movie is Colin Farrell is in a. He's working for a gang.
Yeah.
Not like just like a regular, like street gang.
Organized crime.
Yeah, organized crime. With his boss being played by Terrence Howard. And
his best friend played by Dominic Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Stark's dad.
Really?
Yeah, in Captain America.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I knew he was in Captain America, but I forgot he was Tony Stark's dad.
So, the gang is comprised of these different members, and a lot of them seem to be disappearing. Am I getting that right? Or was it just the one?
Well, Terrence Howard keeps getting these mysteriously threatening letters.
Including photos of, like, Terrence Howard with his eyes scratched out of the picture.
Yeah.
So, like, someone's obviously out to get him.
And then one of their crew goes missing, and that's where we start the film off.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, hell of an opening.
Hell yeah. Badass action scene.
Hell yeah.
I was always like... I'm the first one to say I don't get why they're trying to push Colin Farrell as an action star, because I don't think he works as an action star. This one totally changed my opinion of that. It totally works in this one.
From the opening scene.
From the opening scene, he's a badass. Yeah. So that's one of the plot lines. Flash forward a little bit, next day or something. Colin Farrell's at home on his in his apartment, and across his apartment is his neighbor's apartment. His neighbor being played by
Noomi Rapace.
I was gonna say Rooney Mara. That's Rooney why Mara. I was worried about that. I always get the two confused.
The original Elizabeth Salander, and this is directed by the director who directed her in the first Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Yeah, the original Swedish version.
So she and him are always like catching glances and looking at each other. Eye-fucking each other. That's basically what they're doing.
That sounds very violent.
Oh, jeez. Well, if you don't know what that term means, oh my god. But yeah, they've been doing that for a long time, and she finally just gets the courage to talk to him by leaving him a note. Because,
notes are sexy.
He's attractive, and so is she.
He's Colin Farrell.
Oh, but her face is all scratched up.
The one side of her face got really messed up in a car accident.
Mm-hmm. So They decide to go out on a date. It's all going good. And she's like, I want to take you somewhere. So, as they're driving, they stop at this house of some seemingly random guy. And suddenly she's all like, you're going to kill him. Or else I'm going to show the police this act that I recorded of you killing another guy in your apartment.
I know you can kill someone, so I want you to kill the guy who did this to me.
So now you got that plot line going on.
Mm-hmm.
And the two eventually cross paths. Because, well,
It's a
twists
movie.
and turns here, and it's a movie, it needs to. But I'm just kind of keeping it brief so as to not give away anything. Because it does take a few turns. Nothing nothing too...
It's not like, the usual suspects are Sixth Sense, where you're like, oh my god, I didn't know that the whole time. But,
yeah, but still, it's enough for me not to want to spoil it.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to spoil anything about this movie. Well, besides the plot,
Yeah.
Just to give you a taste.
But with that plot being set up, it makes for one hell of a good movie, man.
This is the best movie I've seen all year.
Granted, it's only
March, and we've had a pretty shitty year so far. But it seems like this movie comes here to go like, I'm gonna let y'all finish. This is gonna be the best movie of the year so far.
so far, yes. It's not like anything super good is coming out anytime soon. I mean, can you think of? Well, no, don't check. I mean, that's gonna take a while, but like nothing that comes to mind that like, oh, I cannot wait for this. Maybe Iron Man 3, but even that, even that.
Danny Boyle's new movie.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Transformers. I was about to freak out. Like they're fucking making that this year. Now you love this movie. I like it a lot too. But my favorite movie of this year so far is still Stoker.
Oh, you can be wrong sometimes. It's okay.
Well, as much as I love this movie,
That's a dick move.
I do have some problems with it. I'm gonna admit now, and it's a pretty big problem. But it's not enough for me to stop enjoying the movie. It's just something that had me thinking kind of throughout the movie and even afterwards. There with any movie, there's always a level of disbelief you have to suspend, but with this, it still had me kind of thinking, like, how did this kind of slip by, so to speak?
I mean, it's a valid point, and we don't want to say what it is because it's a major spoiler, but I mean, yeah, you do have a definite point with that, but I didn't really think about it because I was enjoying the movie so much. This movie is, I don't know if it's this guy's first...
it's his first American film, yeah.
Oh, it's his first American, which is weird because last week we saw your favorite movie of the year, Stoker, and that was
his first American
Park Chan-wook. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you're saying it right, because I was about to say Chark again.
Chark.
We're going to have our review of Stoker up, and I keep messing up his name in that.
But Park Chan-wook, his first American movie, Stoker, which...
it seems. Listen to that review.
It seems like this director, I don't know his name, and I'll probably pronounce it wrong, but it seems like this director was like, this is how you do it.
Oh, shut the fuck up. That's two different movies.
I just said
that's two completely different movies.
I said
that's not even.
I said
fuck
that.
You.
I said that just to piss you off.
This is how you do it.
I try so hard. But no, this movie's fucking great. It was so much better. Exceeded my expectations so much.
Well, I saw the trailer when I went to go see Django on Christmas Day. And after I saw it, if you've seen the trailer, it's a really well done trailer. They got the music, a cover of Pink Floyd going in the background, some really good shots, and I was excited for it, and it held up pretty much everything I expected of it. I'm a big fan of vengeance movies, and this is really good. This is probably the best Punisher movie to come out in a long time.
Stealing my lines, huh?
It's true, though.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't stealing a joke or anything. I'm just making an observation that you made.
No, because I was like, because midway through I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. It totally connected. Like, how did they do this? This is the best Punisher movie that's not actually Punisher movie.
Yeah. So let's get into some of the aspects of the film, like the performances. I mentioned before that I never liked Colin Farrell as an action star, especially after Total Recall, where I thought he was just completely boring in it. But this one, he's really, really good. And it's not just like he's good as an action star. He's a good actor in general.
I like Colin
He's always a
Farrell
good actor. And his chemistry with Noomi
Rapace.
Rapace, it's really wow. I mean, there are some scenes where I was just like, where are they gonna fuck?
Well, it kind of seems like that because it's a completely different movie, but it kind of reminded me of like Drive, where there are points where they're just staring at each other like, it's just like Ryan Gosling and Carey Mulligan in that movie.
You know, with those scenes though, like in Drive, I feel like it works because he's a mysterious character.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know his name, so if he's like super quiet, it adds to that mystery and it adds to that tension. But here, I thought they kind of did it a little too much to the point where I just felt a little awkward.
Especially
at
the
times.
first dinner scene, they're just like
it's just like, come on, speed it up.
Yeah,
well, at least I was like, come on, speed it up.
And the one thing I'll say is that like, okay, so Noomi Rapace is going like, oh man, this car accident really messed up my face. I just feel so terrible. And it's a traumatic experience, I'm sure. But I mean, Noomi Rapace is an attractive woman, so the fact that she was like, people like these asshole kids in the neighborhood.
Calling her like monster and shit, throwing rocks at her like she's some fucking.
No, man, Noomi Rapace is an attractive woman. There's no way they would be like, damn, that girl is messed up. Like she ugly. It's like
she's really attractive, even with the scars.
Oh yeah, they don't make no difference.
Yeah. 2 out of 10 would not be. I made that joke during the movie.
You made that joke during the movie, and I thought you were serious. I was like, what the hell is wrong with him?
No, I was kidding.
Joke damn mine.
But going back to the performances, Terrence Howard plays pretty much the principal villain, I'd say, of the movie.
No, he is, he's the main villain.
He does a good job.
I thought he was really good.
At some points, he says some lines where I'm not sure if they were meant to be funny or not. It's not a complaint. I like laughing. So he was cracking me up at some parts, but I'm just really not sure if that was meant to be funny or just the way he said it.
If it wasn't, then but I still laughed.
Now, if you watch the trailer, something that might stand out to you is at the end, it says WWE Films. Well, this is the best WWE film to come out since they've started making movies.
Oh, you mean the Marine and 12 Rounds? Yeah, this is better than those.
Yeah, way better than that. Though I kind of liked the one where they're on an island. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, the one with Steve Austin.
That one. The one that's that one.
Yeah.
And the reason it's a WWE film is because a wrestler named Wade Barrett is in the movie.
Well, I did not know who he was, but
you know what? You don't know who he is, but as soon as he sounds like a goddamn
Conan
7-foot mongoloid,
I didn't know Jason Momoa was in this.
We gonna do this or what?
Yeah. Hey man,
it's like, oh, that's Wade Barrett.
like his henchmen are like all talk like, hey man, you want a beer? And he's like, yeah, I want a beer. That sounds really good.
Mongol hungry. Wade Barrett hungry. So that's the reason why it's a WWE film, or at least produced by them.
I'm sure they were like, oh, he's in a
that big fucking logo comes out before the movie,
and you're like, ooh,
they took up the whole. I started laughing. I'm not sure. I was like, I started laughing. WWE.
Well, then the opening scene comes by, and you're like, fuck, that was awesome. And so, then the opening credits come in, and they show it again, and you're like, wait, this is WWE?
Yeah, and I actually
that opening was badass.
I thought he was gonna be like annoying. But he actually lends to some funny moments in the movie.
Yeah.
Which are surprising. It's surprising to see funny moments in a movie like this, which I guess you kind of need.
It's a movie that's really dark and has a lot of violence in it, but it's also, like, there are moments where I was...
It's too dark.
No, it's not too dark, but it is definitely, like, a dark kind of... Yeah. Not noir, but still kind of...
Now, one thing that's important to know is that it has action scenes, but I would not label it a straight-up action movie.
No.
You know, it's not... It's
a thriller.
It's more on the level of Drive. Yeah, it's a thriller. And, they're not similar movies, plot-wise or anything like that, so I hate to keep comparing it to Drive. But the reason I'm doing that is because of the pacing of the film. I'd say it's similar to Drive.
Yeah.
Because it's action scene, then a lot of build-up to the plot, a lot of dialogue... more things get revealed, then maybe another action scene, then more build up, more talking, more it's all interesting. It's all
Yeah.
like it keeps you in the film. It's never like, oh, this is boring. Although I did fall asleep for a second, but that's only because I was really, really, really tired. But even that, I don't think I missed that much.
No. Although you thought you missed much.
I thought I missed a lot.
There was a pivotal scene. You woke up and you were like,
because
did I miss like 30 minutes of the movie?
in the trailer, once again, it makes it seem like that scene that I woke up in was near the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this would be kind of like the last act of the film, and it wasn't. So,
that would suck if you woke up then.
Yeah, I would have been pissed. But, more build up, and then it ends off with a really phenomenal action scene. Really fucking good.
And I would also like to say that so you're saying like, okay, action scene, then build up. Maybe another action scene, build up.
Yeah.
And it would seem it's not boring at all. Like, it's just great tension building and building up the plot. And it wouldn't matter as much if you didn't care about Colin Farrell or any of the characters, but you really care about Colin Farrell.
One thing that is not at all apparent in the trailer is that this is kind of a romantic movie in its own odd way.
It is a romantic movie.
Once again, coming back to Drive, the same way kind of Drive has that romance going on between Ryan Gosling and
between Carey Mulligan.
This one has the romance, kind of budding romance between Colin Farrell and Noomi Rapace.
Now you finally said it. I thought you. Oh no, because you were going to say Rooney Mara. I thought you.
I said Noomi Rapace, and it's actually pretty sweet. You care about these characters, and you hope nothing bad happens to them.
No, yeah, definitely, and you really do care about even
which also leads to some really suspenseful scenes, which is what I love in thrillers. If there are moments where I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? I love moments like that, and this one has plenty of them.
I probably said "oh fuck" out loud maybe like 4 or 5 times, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but I couldn't help it. This movie, like there were scenes in this movie where I was just so like. Oh, I don't know if you saw me. I was just going like covering my mouth, like, oh my god, what the oh my god. Especially this stuff with Dominic Cooper. What happens with him? You're just like, oh my god, oh my, stop, stop doing what you're doing. Why can't this end nicely?
No, I've only seen the first Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh, I haven't seen any of
movies of the Swedish ones, and there was nothing. I mean, it's a really good movie. But there was nothing, like, outstanding to me personally where I thought, oh, this director is a phenomenal director. But I think he's a good director. But in this movie, he shines. I mean, he's good at directing the actors.
Everyone does a great performance.
Everyone does a really great job. Like I said, Terrence Howard is funny at times.
But
he still does a good job. I mean, this is the best movie he's done in a long time.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking that too. Yeah.
I mean, movie 43 had Red Tails? No, this is.
Why you gotta bring that up? I completely forgot about Red Tails, and I'm sure everyone wants to forget about movie 43.
Yeah. So he does a good job directing the actors, and he also does a good job setting up the shots because there's some really, really awesome shots in this. There's one spiraling shot down a stairwell that I think is in the trailer, and the action never feels. One thing I'm always worried about action movies is that it's going to be too shaky or it's going to be too close. Everything's framed really well, so you see everything that happens, including some pretty brutal kills. Not too brutal, but some headshots that are just like, oh.
Not too brutal, but there's like a few awesome ones where you go,
that was badass.
Nice.
That was fucking bad. Yeah, that's my line every time.
Like, I don't want to say nice, murder is awesome, but in this movie you're
murder is awesome.
But in this movie you're like, okay, that what he just did right there, that was actually really smart and badass.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that like the original Taken, not the original, but it's not the same movie, but kind of like in Taken where you're like. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, that villain didn't deserve that. And this one you're like, man, these people are bad.
Yeah, and it has that sense, Colin Farrell as the lead actor, I think he works well as an action hero because, in past films where I've seen him, I always feel like he just doesn't feel natural. And it feels uncomfortable watching him because he himself doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing. Total Recall, he's supposed to be this super spy. And, he's trying to figure stuff out, but he always just seems kind of confused in the film. In this one, he's a badass, and he knows exactly what he's doing and how to kill some of these guys. Yeah. And it's badass watching it. Just like watching Liam Neeson in Taken.
And-
Colin Farrell has his own specific set of skills.
Yes, he does, and he Terrence Howard is a very menacing villain, and New Rapace does. You know, you think your character is like one way, you're like, man, you should stay away from her, but eventually you do care about her. And Colin Farrell, yeah, he really brings it. I really like Colin Farrell, like between In Bruges, Horrible Bosses, Fright Night especially.
Seven Psychopaths.
Seven Psychopaths. I wasn't gonna forget Seven Psychopaths.
Just making
Don't
sure.
worry.
Just
Don't
making sure.
worry. Yeah, between those movies, and I mean, there was some stuff I liked in Total Recall. I mean, I had fun while I was watching it. It was kind of
forgettable. We're not going to get into that.
It was kind of bland and forgettable thinking about it, but like thinking back on it. But there was still some stuff I kind of liked about it. It was entertaining. But this is not a Total Recall review. I like Colin Farrell, and I think he does a great job in this.
Yeah, he does. This is one of his better films. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely one of his better films.
I mean, he's been in good movies.
Well, I mean, like recently.
Yeah.
Like Seven Psychopaths.
This
ain't
ain't no Daredevil.
No, it's not. But it's great seeing them, and just this movie, like the plot, it has its twists and turns, but it's still easy to follow. So anyone can come into this liking it. If you're a fan of action movies, you're gonna like it. If you're a fan of thrillers, you're gonna like it.
It does have some really funny moments. It does, but it's not a comedy.
But there's just
let's not say it. But it has some romantic aspects, and I mean it has some really great characters and some really good action.
Now we haven't seen Oz yet, but it seems like it's going to be one of the better films this weekend.
Yeah,
and I'm hearing things about Oz that it's supposed to be pretty good, but check this one out too, because it definitely deserves it.
Absolutely.
Now,
definitely check this out.
If you're a fan of Rotten Tomatoes,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, personally, I hate Rotten Tomatoes. I don't blame them necessarily because I mean it's just
it's a good
compiles
idea. Yeah.
a bunch of critics' work, right?
It seems
their
convenient.
reviews to make a overall score.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, this has a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes, which makes no fucking sense.
It doesn't make any sense. First of all, here's the thing about Rotten Tomatoes is that, okay, it's black or white. It's fresh or rotten. This movie is good or bad, and there's no in between. Like, okay, if it goes past a certain... There have been movies where pre-reviews came out, and it's like 90%, 100%, and then other reviews come out, and the movies are like, what, 59%, and that's, or 49%, and that's the borderline.
Everything just seems...
This movie that was supposed to be good is now like, oh, it's considered bad, we shouldn't see it.
No,
what? That's way too simple.
There, like I mentioned, there is one plot hole that had me thinking about it, but I'm pretty sure it has its own explanation.
Yeah.
That you could probably figure out. But still, I wouldn't hold that against the movie and say this is a bad movie.
Besides that one plot hole,
it's
it really kind of covers its tracks in the screenplay. It's
and it makes sense. Everything makes sense in the story. So, there's really no reason to call this a bad film. There is nothing completely like, oh, this was stupid, or this didn't work, the camera was bad here, the directing was bad, performances were bad, nothing.
I would go so far as to call this a great film.
It is. It really is. And especially in a year that's just been shitty movie after shitty movie. This is one of the standout films of this year so far.
This is the light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly. And the whole reason I brought up Rotten Tomatoes in the first place is because you read all those reviews and it always seems like some fucking pretentious, snobby-ass critic. And that's not what we want to do.
No.
I don't want to be that kind of guy who's like, oh, well, in this shot, they didn't establish framing and shit like that.
Yeah.
And clearly this is just a ripoff. Or I remember seeing one review for The Raid that pissed me off because it was like, well, in film school, you learn that action scenes are only supposed to be 5 to 10 minutes long. And this was a 90-minute action scene. So it's a bad movie because of that. And it's shit like that I see on Rotten Tomatoes all the time, including for this movie. You'll see reviews like that. And we just want to give you an honest opinion. We love movies as much as any other critic does. But we're not being paid. We're just giving an honest review of how we feel. And this is why I'm doing this podcast with you.
Yeah.
So we can give you kind of like a more, I guess you'd say, human opinion. You know, I'm not some fucking robot who is trained to be all fucking pretentious and shit.
Now, keep in mind that I was not a huge fan of The Raid. It's not made for me, you know, on a technical level it's good.
I know, but...
It's just not made for me. But even I have to say, like, what the fuck is wrong with that? Like, if people want it, like, a 90-minute action scene, I know Adrian loves the movie. The people who The Raid is geared toward are gonna love it.
Yeah,
they love The Raid. What the hell is wrong with that?
And this movie isn't, like, for a niche audience. This
No,
is for
not at all.
This is for any moviegoer. And it just so happens that it's, you know, an American action film, but it has those, like, the way it's shot, the way it looks, it has, like, an A+ feel to it, more than regular action films. Like, for instance...
It's not really an action movie, but okay.
I'm action thriller, whatever you compare it to. Kind of like Drive, where it was an action thriller, but it was a beautiful action thriller that stood on its own as something different. This one does the same thing. It's something different, and it's something I would say that's better than most action thrillers that come out from America. And I think a lot of that has to do with the guy who made it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this. Even with my complaints, it's gonna get 4 out of 4 eyes for me because I really like
say
this
3.5.
No, I really love this movie, and I actually can't wait to see it again. Like I said, I love Stoker more, but that's two completely different movies. Stoker just happened to be my number 1 of this year so far.
Like I said, you can be wrong.
I know,
it's okay.
but just give your rating.
I'm kidding. No, this is the best movie I've seen all year. Like I saw Warm Bodies, which was usually the highlight. Previously a highlight. I saw Side Effects. They were really good. This knocked me on my ass. Really. It, like, by the end of it, I said to Adrian, like, whew, I got on my seat. Damn, that was good. Oh my God. Holy crap. It all came together so well, and it's strange for a movie like this to pull it off so well, because there is some romance and funny moments.
It all blends together well. Nothing feels
badass.
Nothing feels overwhelming. Like no plot element feels like it's overwhelming to another plot element. Everything just kind of blends in really good. And
it's like you really do care about the characters. You honestly, really severely do care about the characters.
So,
a lot more than in any movie like this.
Do yourself a favor. Do this movie a favor. Go check this movie out.
Definitely. Pay full price for it. It's 4 out of 4. God, I really do love it. It's 4 out of 4.
It's a good movie.
You have no idea what you're getting into with me. No idea. No! Don't let me die like this!
You want to save yourself? Do it!